inductees. Good evening. Thank everybody for coming. Normally we have the inductees come in from outside, but most of them are already in, so we ask if you would just stand as we announce your name. First of all is special recognition, Joanne Patterson, our longtime AD at Haverford High School. Adrian Cox, 95. Nicholas Delvisio, 66. Katrina Geiger, 2012. Jennifer Hussey, 1985. Faith Jones, 98. Laurie Kennis, 98. Frank Wadbakken, 53. Phyllis Plotnick, 65. Cindy Ruff, 87. Dave Sheridan, 68. Our coach induction this year is Mike Allen. The 1978 boys track team. And no, they're not the same team, but a lot of people judge them the same. First is the 2003 girls basketball team. And next is the 2004. Next we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance by Paul.
Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Again, as you know, we have a lot to get through tonight, so your cooperation is greatly appreciated in moving us along, although as we will be serving turkey instead of chicken for Thanksgiving dinner. It's our pleasure to do this. We do it every other year. As you're aware now, it always coincides with the home football game. This year, we are home against Upper Darby, obviously. The football team's had a great year. Coach Gale, congratulations. Yeah. And in the back of the book is a form. If no one has joined the Hall of Fame, we welcome you to join as a lifetime member. There's a lot that goes into this, and more than you know, realize sometimes. So real quickly, if I could get the committee to stand up and just be recognized. I'm not going to call that individually, but I would like to call out one guy that we welcome back. Haven't seen him in a while with little health issues. It's Jimmy Hodge. All right, and then
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
home or something. Omar. Thank you, guys. A little bit of business. All inductees, if you can make it to the game on Thanksgiving, we do honor you at halftime. So if you can make it, it'd be great. Love to have you. At halftime, they can announce it, bring you out. All right, I'd like to introduce Al Cameron, head of the Steve Younger Foundation, next.
Thank you, Steve. I just want to give you a brief update of the Steve Younger Memorial Fund. Mr. Younger coached and taught at Haverford for 45 years, and he volunteered in the athletic department for 10 years after he retired. He had a positive impact on thousands of students. And as the newsletter which you have at your table indicated, we're doing well. Over the years, more than 320 individuals have donated to the fund, with the gifts ranging from $10 to $5,000. In each of the 15 years of the Younger Fund, we presented two, or sometimes 3 scholarships. In total, these awards come to $133,000, money that has gone directly to the colleges the students will attend. Year by year, the scholarships have grown substantially. In the first year, 2005, award winners received $750. This year, each of the 3 award winners received $6,000. The athletic award, there are 2 awards. The athletic award goes to the student athlete who demonstrates outstanding character, team play, and a never give up attitude. The service award recognizes Mr. Younger's commitment to special needs students. His daughter Janet, for whom Mr. Younger was the primary caregiver during the last 30 years of his life, was a special needs person. Haverford has a dedicated program for students with special needs. These students typically have Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, or another disability. The Best Buddies program matches typical students with those with disabilities. And the pairs of students participate in a range of social activities in school and outside of school. And all award honors the outstanding Best Buddies student. Also, I'd like to recognize one person tonight who's been very special to the Scholarship Fund. For all of 15 years of the Younger Fund, our athletic director, Joanne Patterson, has given us invaluable help coordinating the selection of the awardees, advising us, and being our advocate at Haverford High. On page 2 of the newsletter, we have a list of contributors. We hope you'll join the list by making a contribution to the Younger Memorial Fund. Instructions are in the newsletter, as is a self-addressed envelope. All gifts are tax deductible, and the fund is administered by the Philadelphia Foundation, which was founded in 1917. We want to assist today's outstanding Haverford students and keep Mr. Younger's memory alive. He was the first and most worthy inductee to Haverford Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you for your attention.
Next, I'd like to bring up Art Schuba to talk about Century of Haverford Athletics. We promised to keep it short, right, Art?
A little history lesson, and no surprise, everybody has a band prize about the book that I wrote. Many years ago, when Haverford opened up, their mascot was Haverford Warriors. 1929, the school board approved being the Haverford Fords. It was not appropriate to call ladies Warriors. There was a change made, and it became the Fords in 1929. In 1939, the mascot that you see the logo of the Ford was sent to Hollywood to come up with a person who would make the little design that you see. It's famous today for our Ford logo. And it came back, students decided what they wanted from several designs. And the ball cap that you see on top of the Ford, at the time with World War II and the previous World War I, they used a sailor's hat to commemorate all the military personnel. The history of the athletic program, I've written that book. It's a 3-volume set. It started in 2014 when I wrote it. It's over 100 years. It includes championship teams, runner-up teams, outstanding athletes, any teams that went to the post-season playoffs, all of that's included. All the individual inductees tonight get a free copy of it, along with 3 people sitting out here somewhere. If you'll go to the page where it has the mascot, my autograph is at the top of that page. If you're one of those 3 people, you have a free copy coming to you. Okay? And on behalf of the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee, we accept the Ford logo and mascot into our Hall of Fame. Thank you.
glad we'll be here for a while. Bobby,
Can everybody please take a seat? We're going to begin our awards presentation now with a very, very special award, maybe the most special award of the night. So I'd like to have everyone please give us your attention and have a seat. Every year, the Haverford High Sports Hall of Fame gives out a special recognition award. It's gone to community members, it's gone to coaches, administrators, people that are really entwined in the fabric of our community of Haverford High School or Haverford Township. This year's winner, I don't know if it's a winner, but this year's honoree is someone that I consider a dear, dear friend of mine. She was at one time my boss. Much easier to be friends when you're not the boss. But this year we'd like to honor Joanne Patterson. Joanne, the absolute thing that she hates the most is any kind of attention. The second thing she hates the most is speaking in public. So tonight we're going to give her a lot of attention and then we're going to ask her to speak. So happy Thanksgiving, Joanne. So I will say this in wholeheartedly, I've made a lot of stops and I've worked at a couple different colleges and a couple different high schools now. And I've had the honor and privilege to work with some remarkable administrators, people that are really great at every stop. But I can say this wholeheartedly, that I've never worked for anyone better than Joanne Patterson. And here's why. An athletic director has a really hard job, right? They have to say no to type A coaches all the time. They have to deal with some parents who can be a little bit more than exuberant. And they have to make a lot of tough decisions. But at the end of the day, the ones that are really, really good at it have the students and the coaches, and they have them at the core of every decision that they make. And I can tell you that in all the years that I've known Joanne, that I've worked for her, and in all the years that my own children were participating in sports in Haverford, no one did more to make the student-athlete experience better. Whether it was dumping the trash or making sure that the littlest things were done, you saw her. She was ubiquitous. She is at every game. She's at every meeting. She's involved in everything that we do in the community, the Haverford Hall of Fame, the Younger Scholarship. She is just absolute a rock star. Joanne came to Haverford in 1998 and served as the Assistant Athletic Director. And for 12 years, she was in that role and was appointed to be the head AD. For all intents and purposes, for many years as the Assistant AD, she was really doing everything. And I think all of us who have been at the high school know how valuable her role was. She began working in the school district, but before that, she had a pretty remarkable career in athletics. She played basketball at Widener University and softball, I believe. She also was an official. She has an accounting degree, and she was a parent. So all of those things really are the job description for a great athletic director, because she knew how to manage a budget. She knew how to yell at the refs. She knew how to manage coaches, and so she was able to really take on that role and really do so much more. I can tell you this, and I know there's a write-up in the book that we did put, and I didn't want to reread that, but I want to say this, that I think that Haverford has really benefited from Joanne Patterson. Her touch, her caringness. I don't know, I'm sure other people will do the job and do it really well, but I doubt you'll ever find someone to do it the way Joanne did. So congratulations, Joanne. Thank you.
Thank you to the Hall of Fame. My good friend George Campbell asked me one night in the front bar what would you do if you were recognized by the Hall of Fame? My reply to him was that I would turn it down, since I considered what I do my job. Well, I lost that battle with the committee, so I self-compromised was to accept this induction on behalf of all those who play a part in supporting Haverford athletics. A question I asked during coaching interviews is, what ingredient do you think makes up a successful athletic program? The answer I'm looking for is working as a team. No one individual accomplishes the logistics of an athletic program without the support of those who contribute in their supporting roles. It starts with the school board and an administration believing and supporting that high school athletics provide student athletes a learning environment on the playing fields. Through their support, Haverford has been fortunate to have the resources to accomplish this for all of our student athletes. The games are the end result of the forwards that work behind the scenes. Maintenance, led by Joe Garrity at our high school crew, provides game setups that are necessary in our building. And our grounds crew, led by Jim Jensen, Nick Pelka, Mark Longo, and Rich Constantine, who are all here tonight, provide the facilities and playing fields for our team. George Ramplin and his crew in transportation work their magic and are able to transport us to multiple locations on a daily basis. The business department provides the support to purchase our equipment and to provide payment to officials. The IT department has helped our staff expand the use of technology to our coaches and our athletes. Thank you to Blue Taylor and Tommy Stroud for helping us all the time in that department. The administrative office staff through the years has included Carol Bain, Marie Burns, Rosemary Rager, and Patty Viore, all who provide support to athletics with the ground level of paperwork and submissions required by the PIAA. We rely on game workers announcing, keeping the book, and game time for all of our JV and varsity events. My press box buddies, Lisa Iacovelli and Faith Arns, have shared this role in the think tank with our crew. The Friday night football crew, led by game manager Karen Ramplin, mans the gates and provides security for Friday night under the lights. Booster clubs and parents have provided the teams with a positive culture for our programs through their support. The quarterback of all of our program is our coaching staff. And I'd like to ask all the coaches who have worked with us to please stand now. These are the people. Without a doubt, I believe that the Haverford High School Athletics has had coaches that truly believe in the philosophy of the value of the student athlete. They share their knowledge of the sport and build character that we've come to all know as H Pride. Our goal that all of us strive for is to achieve a positive attitude and experience for our student athletes. Nothing is more rewarding than to be here tonight and share in the introduction of some of these athletes. These athletes have come full circle, enjoying success both in athletics and in their life accomplishments. Lastly, I'd like to thank my husband Bob and my family, who have had to place the Haverford schedule above the Patterson schedule for the past 20 years. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy task, but it's one that has allowed me to do work at a job that I truly do love. So again, thank you to the committee for giving me the opportunity to acknowledge and share this honor, and with all of the district staff that supports our athletic program. And a special thanks to Dr. Rattoli on taking a chance on the child and mom from the deli.
Carol's up there dancing.
By the way, that Chatham lady can make one heck of a hoagie. I know because she showed us how to make 33 25,000 over the years. Frank McLaughlin, he graduated in 1953. He's on the cross-country team in his sophomore, junior, and senior year. Basketball, 10, 11, 12, and track, 10, 11, 12. So in 1952 PIAA state champion, 880-yard run in 2 minutes and 3/10 of a second. Frank McLaughlin was a three-sport athlete at Haverford, competing in cross-country, basketball and track, indoor and outdoor. McLaughlin's hobby was pushing teammate George Ulrich at practice so he could break more records. At the time of his graduation, he was a member of the Ford 4x8 80-yard relay team, setting a record at 8 minutes, 27 seconds, and 7/10. That was later broken in 1962, ironically by the relay team that was coached by Frank McLaughlin, and held the Ford 880-yard run record, 2 minutes, 3/10 of a second. Frank is retired and lives in Beach Haven, New Jersey. Very unfortunate, but due to health issues, Frank was unable to be here tonight. However, he was thrilled with the honor. Congratulations, Frank McLaughlin.
Our next inductee is our Haverford High School sports coach induction. And this year's award winner is someone that many of you know well. He's an elementary school teacher. He was a longtime coach. He kept the scorebook at the girls' basketball games for the 2003-2014. So this year's induction is Michael Allen. Mike Allen started coaching in Haverford in 1974 and was assistant in track and football. He became the head coach of the boys track team in 1984 until 2002. During his time, there were 10 Central League championship teams, 4 undefeated, 2 Delco championship teams, 1 district championship team, 2 PIAA state championship relay teams, and 2 teams that placed third in the PIAA heat. There was 1 state champion and 2 two-time individual state runners-up. Mike's tenure as an assistant and head boys track coach, they set 34 records were broken and 22 indoor records were either set. He's kept an extensive list of Haverford High track records and has served as the program's historian, dating back to the inception of the program in 1925. He's also maintained a list of the top 10 of track events in each of the events in his retirement. Mike received an award from the Delaware County Track and Field Association for recognition of outstanding service to the sport during the 1997 school year. And in the spring of 1983, Allen, along with several elementary school teachers, started the very popular track and middle school, grade school track event each year, the elementary school, which still continues today, some 36 years later. Allen's contributions to the elementary track meet are so great they've now named the championship trophy in his honor. A longtime physical education teacher, he was a valuable member of the Haverford High football staff from 1974 until 2003, and once again from 2008 to 2014 as the freshman coach, assistant varsity coach. Although Mike is no longer a coach at Haverford, he continues motivating young athletes on the gridiron as an assistant coach of the freshman and football teams and a very talented Coastville varsity football team. We'd like to congratulate and thank Mike Allen for his long service to the Haverford School District and for all the student athletes that he touched. Congratulations, Mike.
I'd like to thank the committee for the generosity to place me in the hall with the likes of all the coaches that are there is incredible and overwhelming. My life as a coach has been great, I hope that was a positive step on the way of my athletes, to growing up. I would think that some days I wasn't. There's numerous people to thank. Joanne is one of them, but some people from the past. I was hired in 1972 out of Westchester. Dr. Laura Hall was my first principal. I had to get past Mrs. Carr, to get my application. John Keefe, Mel Drugan, Al McFadden, Nick Hamilton, Ed Johnson, Audrey Miskowskis. They were principals and people that had a lot to do with me mentoring me. That beginning physical education group in the high school included Steve Younger, Ted Kaiser, Sid Young, Wayne Hine, Bob Bush. Yeah, they're all in the hall. Okay? And they included also Al Bauer, Jimmy Douglas, Jim Jones, Howard Price, Ralph Blessing. You guys remember these names. Ernie Heimberg, Bungie Roselle. What's Bungie's real name? Warren. That's right. I couldn't get that. But anyway, Jay Williams, Richie Boyd was part of that physical education group. My fellow coaches, Jay Williams, here tonight, Jack Doherty, Roy Ritz, Bill Campley. We even had Jim Tuffin in for a while as an assistant coach. Christy Jameson Ritchie, an assistant track coach. Football coaches, Chuck Myers, who is here tonight, Jack O'Donnell, Michael Muffatano, the great Joe Gallagher, okay? Mike McMillan, he's the one to blame for me becoming a track coach. And my experience in high school was I cut from baseball in 9th grade, and I went out for track. At Girard, you had to do something in that time period, 3 to 5, Girard College. And we had to do something. That's why I picked track. I hated it. I made sure I never got cut from track. Mike, when I got to the senior high school, asked me to be a track coach. And it's stuck ever since. And I stuck there ever since. When I think of the teams that I coached, maybe we think of relay teams. And some of these great teams. I'm going to mention some of them and try to get there. With Jerry Williams, Al Graves, Jet Thornton, Norm Lane, they comprised the team in 1976 that went down to 10. And Al Graves overcame at the end, and we won a race. It was a coach's invitation. So always that was like the first big moment. The 1978 team I won't mention because they're going to be mentioned later, but in 81 we won a state title. With the 1981 team, Mario Bowler, Dave Jensen, Kyle Walton, Rich Sano, Dave and Kyle are in the hall too. The 4x800 team in 1993, comprised of Eddie Poynton, Chris Duckworth, Bob Freeze, Mark Wilson. They're in the hall. But I want to mention one other guy, Mike Egan. Mike collapsed at a race at Pencrest. After he ran a 4:26 lead off in a 4x1600, where the next guys were running, he collapsed with stroke-like symptoms. He would have been a member of that team. He coached with us later on and helped us out. But there's many athletes. But one I'd like to mention, Pat Cromwell. Pat Cromwell and Josh D'Angelo went down to 10 in their senior year. Pat finished 5th in the 1500 individual races. Josh finished 4th in the 3000. Pat is now a coach at Tabor High School in North Carolina. Google catching paper. He had a young girl who had multiple sclerosis. And at the end of every race, he had a catcher. And she became a state champion. Her career, He's unbelievable. But his career is becoming unbelievable. But all these athletes, they're the guys who made it. They're the guys who, made sure, and many more, made sure, I had to be a good coach. Build a camp like his team. The last person I want to thank is my wife, Vicki. I was married to her for 26 years. My life was changed when she passed away in October 2004. But she left me 2 daughters. One is here tonight. Nancy, my oldest. She's a wedding planner and event planner, if you ever need anybody. There she is. She's getting a picture. But, yes, if you ever need anybody, let her know you've got a business. Keep going the elementary track. I know I'm going to be there this year, Trish. Help me out, or ruining the meet, I'm not sure. But we'll keep that going. That's our tradition. That's what makes Haverford great. Putting these people in places that are fun. That's what sport was for all of you. You amazing people. And coaches made it fun. I hope I made it fun for my athletes. Thank you.
Adrian Cox graduated in 1995. On the soccer team, 9, 10, 11, 12, captain. Tennis, 9, 10, 11, 12. Adrian Cox, 1995, earned 8 varsity letters during his Haverford High School athletic career. He was a member of the varsity soccer 1991 to 1994 and varsity tennis 1992 to 1995 teams. Cox, a center midfielder, was instrumental in leading the HHS soccer program to 4 straight PIAA District 1 playoff appearances. The 1993 HHS soccer team was runner-up in the highly competitive Central League. As captain of the team during the 1994 season, Cox scored 20 goals and dished out 21 assists to lead the Forts to an undefeated 9-0 Central League championship. The Forts finished the season with an overall record of 18-2 and were ranked in the top 5 in the state. At the conclusion of the 1994 season, Cox received the HHS Weisberger Soccer Team MVP Award. Older brothers Greg, 1991, and Chris, 1993, also earning honor. He was named First Team All-Central League and League MVP. He garnered First Team All-Delco, First Team Main Line, All-Southeastern Pennsylvania, and All-State honors. Cox was named the 1994 Delco Daily Times Player of the Year. As a 4-year member of the HHS tennis team, Cox was selected All-Main Line 1995. Cox, a member of the National Honor Society, earned a scholarship to continue his academic and soccer career at the University of Richmond. He was a 4-year member of the Spiders nationally ranked program and helped the 1998 team to win the Colonial Athletic Association Tournament Championship and received an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Cox was a CAA, again Colonial Athletic Association, and Richmond Scholar Athlete Award winner, and was also a member of the Richmond Student Athlete Advisory Committee. He graduated with cum laude honors in 1999 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Leadership Studies. Upon graduating from Richmond, Cox immediately entered the college coaching ranks. He served 2 years as a graduate assistant men's soccer coach at Drury University in Springfield, Missouri from 1999 to 2000. Cox was the assistant men's soccer coach at Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois from 2001 to 2003. After coaching college soccer in the Midwest for 5 years, Cox returned to the Philadelphia area. He was a varsity boys soccer head coach at the Episcopal Academy from 2004 to 2008. Cox was the head men's soccer coach at Immaculata University for the 2010 season and guided the varsity girls soccer program at Germantown Friends School for the 2012 and 2013 campaigns. Cox is currently the assistant director of athletics and varsity girls soccer head coach at Baldwin School in Bryn Mawr. Cox is the winningest coach in school history, and 7 former Baldwin players are currently competing at the college level. Cox is also a volunteer coach for the Haverford Soccer Club. Adrian is one of 13 children in the Cox family, having 6 brothers and 6 sisters, all who graduated and played sports at Haverford High School. He and his wife Jackie, the current Haverford College field hockey coach, have a son Colin and 2 daughters Jordan and Caitlin, and reside in Havertown. Congratulations, Adrian Cox.
Thank you, Paul, and good evening and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I want to start by thanking the Hall of Fame committee for selecting me to be part of this 20th Hall of Fame class. And thanks to everyone who planned tonight's special event. This is a great crowd. Special thanks to Joanne Patterson, and congratulations on your award, but Kathy Kearns, Faith Irons, did all the work behind the scenes to make this event happen, so thank you very much tonight. I want to say congratulations to all the other individual athletes, coaches, and teams who are being inducted tonight. All of you contributed greatly to Haverford Athletics, and it's an honor to be a part of this Hall of Fame class with all of you. I want to recognize and thank some important people who had a positive impact on my Haverford athletic experience. I'm going to start with my soccer coach for 4 years at Haverford, George Severini, who sadly passed away 5 years ago at the young age of 67. And many of you know George. George coached for 22 years at Haverford, won over 200 games, impacted a lot of soccer players in our community, coached with the Haverford Soccer Club, ran camps for the Township Recreation Department. George was from Argentina, and I was fortunate to travel to Argentina with his family in my junior year of college, and I trained with his pro team in his hometown, and it was just a great experience to be with him, his family, and to experience the passion of Argentina soccer and just learn about their culture. And that was a big part of our soccer culture at Haverford. He would host team barbecues before every preseason. It was a special bonding experience. They loved to eat steaks in Argentina. It was a big part of their culture, and he would force feed us at these team dinners. It was great. We would laugh, we would bond, we would joke, which all helped us work hard and play for each other on the field. Team together was our team motto, and it was something he adopted from his friend, the legendary Temple men's basketball coach, John Chaney. And so I want to thank George for developing my skills, teaching me the importance of teamwork, and making soccer fun. Next, I would like to thank my teammates from 91-94. A special shout out to the 94 team, which was my senior season, and we won the Central League Championship, undefeated, 9-0. And the last championship was 1978, so this was a special award, and we've only won 2 championships for Haverford in the last 41 years. And it's not easy to win a Central League championship with all these tough schools like Strathaven, Lower Merion, Radnor, Conestoga. It would go on and on. The league's still one of the toughest leagues in the state. But if you go into younger gymnasium, you'll still see the 94 championship, and I hope soon there'll be another championship up in that banner. The 94 team was very special to me because there were 10 seniors on the roster. I was one of the 10 seniors. It was myself, Greg Brasili, Anthony Cirillo, Phil Farley, Justin Jones, Joe Lane, Justin McCarthy, he's a Hall of Fame member, Sean O'Connor, Josh Pincus, and Mark Quinlan. These were great classmates, great teammates, friends. We all grew up near the Grange. in Havertown, Penfield section, and 6 of us were all in the same neighborhood. So to have that experience of winning a championship my senior year with those guys was just really special. I remember just that summer of 1994, it was just a special summer of just training, getting ready for that season, because the previous year we were runners-up, we were so close, and 94 was a World Cup summer, and the World Cup's coming back in 2026, so I remember that 94 USA hosted the World Cup, and we trained, we worked hard, and we ran on the cinder track at Haverford High School, and we were just ready for this 94 season. So thank you to all my seniors, classmates, and even the underclassmen. My brother was a teammate, Brendan, Sean Lannon, Beckett Hollenbach, another Hall of Fame member. It was just a great team, a special team, and a lot of great memories from that experience. Additional highlights from that team were 17-2, won a program record 16 straight games. We scored 70 goals that season in 19 games, almost 4 goals a game, 10 shutouts, allowed only 14 goals. And we earned a #1 ranking in the Southeastern Pennsylvania rankings for the first time. So I want to finish up by thanking my family. That's a big reason why I'm here tonight. It's my family. Many of you know that I'm one of 13. 6 brothers, 6 sisters. 10 of the 13 made it here tonight. And they all... So 6 brothers, 6 sisters, no twins. I'm number 8 in the line. It goes Monica, Connie, Andrea, Suzanne, and there were 5 boys. Reese, Greg, Chris, myself, Brendan. Then a girl, Deirdre, Aunt D, the best aunt right now. And then 2 boys, Tim and Connor, and then Bronwyn. So 3 couldn't make it tonight. Bronwyn's out in California, Andrea's in Boston, and Tim's in Chicago. But I think from the early 80s to mid-2000s, there was a Cox in the Haverford hallway. So it was pretty crazy. So we all graduated from Haverford High School. 6 of us played at the college level. We played a lot of sports for Haverford. I mean, soccer was a primary sport, but field hockey. Football. My brother Chris kicked field goals for Coach Gallagher for a season. We had cheerleading covered. Basketball, softball, lacrosse, tennis. We did it all. I'm probably forgetting some sports, but we did a lot of sports for Haverford. Now going back to my family, just growing up with 13 kids was just an amazing experience. And I really want to thank my brothers and sisters, because what I took away from my brothers and sisters, just playing pickup soccer or basketball or tennis, just you get beat up a lot, you get knocked around, you lose a lot being a younger brother, but I thought what I learned from them was just how to compete. And I developed like a hate to lose mentality, because I lost a lot from playing against my older brothers, but that made me tougher and just kept me working harder in my sport and my skills. And just thank you all my brothers and sisters for just motivating me to practice, work hard, and I just know it's just great to have all 12 of you available. If I need anything, you're so reliable and dependable, and just, I love you guys, and thanks for the message in the book tonight. Moving on now, just to my parents. These are 2 of the greatest parents you could ever ask for. If there's a Hall of Fame for parents, my parents would be in that Hall of Fame. My mom and dad will be on that Hall of Fame list. Sadly, my dad passed away, very young age, 64. But he introduced me to soccer, introduced our whole family to soccer and sports. He coached my older sister's Penfield Soccer Club. I just remember going up to the Grange Field as like a 4, 5, 6-year-old with a soccer ball and just playing with my brothers and sisters, watching those games, watching him coach. He played at Bonner, he played at LaSalle University. Just an amazing guy, very hardworking, just self-motivated, but he just taught us about humility, taught us about respect, discipline, and instilled a great work ethic in all of us. And we miss him. I think about him a lot, and I wish he was here tonight, but I know he's looking down at all of us and smiling, and he's very proud of not just me, but all of the kids and all 29 grandchildren right now. So, Dad, thank you very much for all you did. My mom, unbelievable. You did an unbelievable job of raising all 13 13 of us, you're the most selfless, caring, loving, thoughtful person I know. Everything you do is for others, and it's just genuine, sincere. It's who you are. You made so many sacrifices for us, and you still do that today. You just give us a positive upbringing. I just follow, emulate what you do for my family, and just love spending time with you on Sunday dinners. I don't know how you did what you did, preparing meals for us, and laundry, and shopping, and driving us to practices and games, taking us to games where we weren't even playing, just watching games, going to the Palestra to watch basketball games. You did all this, and she volunteered for the Haverford Soccer Club for 15, 20 years, and is in the Delco Soccer League Hall of Fame. It's just unbelievable how you did all this, raising all these kids and just impacting our community. You make it all look so effortless, and just very proud to be your son. And just, you make people happy. You make me happy, and love seeing you at my games as I'm coaching now. It's nonstop with you, and you never took a vacation. Like vacations for our family were like getting in a minivan and going to soccer tournaments or games, and no vacation for my mom. Like vacation for my mom was when she was pregnant in the hospital for a night. And away from the kids for 48 hours. That was her vacation, and it was great because my dad would give us some money to buy lunch for school. We always have a brown bag, but he'd give us some money. We get McDonald's and Burger King. I was like, this is great. But you're special to all of us. I love you. Speaking on behalf of the whole family, we all love you. And you make me a great parent to my kids. Jackie would be a great husband. My wife Jackie, who's here. And just want to say thanks for being our #1 fan for all of us. And we love you. Go forward. H Pride. Have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Nicholas Delvicio, graduated in 1966, played football in his 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, was captain, basketball in 10th grade, baseball in 11th and 12th. Delvicio was a three-sport athlete at Haverford High School, participating in football, basketball, and baseball. He was a 3-year starter at center for the Fords from 1963 to 1965. He was a team captain during his senior year. Post Haverford High School, Nick played a prep school year at Staunton Military Academy from 1966 to 1967 as starting linebacker, where he earned honors as first team All-Prep Virginia. He played Division I football at Virginia Tech for 3 years as starting linebacker. His team played Ole Miss in 1968 Liberty Bowl. HHS teammate John Barlow commented that Nick was a fine role model on and off the field, especially to the underclassmen. According to John Edelman, Delvicio as one of the 4 leading hitters on the 1966 baseball team. Nick is retired and lives in Hilton Head, South Carolina with his wife Alex, and has 3 stepsons, Thomas, Chris, and Will. In his spare time, he enjoys boating and model trains. Congratulations, Nicholas Delvicio.
Let me figure out what glasses I have to wear. I feel like I'm off the whole department. First of all, how this thing all started, I was sitting in our space in Hilton Head, and I got a phone call. Initially, I thought it was a scam. And I go, well, this is 610. So I picked it up, and it was Rob Bush. He goes, by the way, he's elected to the Hall of Fame. Well, this caught me totally off guard. It's only been 54 years. Better late than never. And the good part is, I can tell you whatever I want.
You can't check the facts on this. So anyway, before I go on, I'd like to thank everybody in the committee. They've done a wonderful job. I mean, this is a lot of work, what they go through here. And I'd like to single in John Lenahan, Rob Bush, Kathy Kearns, and Faith Irons. I would like to thank them. And now I'll tell you how I started my journey in football. It really goes back to my parents. They moved to Haverford, and what a wonderful place to live. I have to tell you, it was just a town. We had nothing but parks. And we had sidewalks, which were the highways to children at that time. And we had Merwood Park, which is where I played. We had Chatham Park. We had the Grange. We had Elwell Field. And the fields were just busy all the time. And that's where we all played. That's where we all started. That's where the journey began. And then the elementary schools. Now I'm living in the South now, and football's king down there. I tell people that we had interscholastic football in 4th grade at Oakmont Elementary School. And they find it hard to believe, but it is true. And actually, Tom Waddell's here. He was my right halfback. And we played, I think, Manila, Chestnut Wall, Chatham Park, and Rob Bush is here. He was a halfback for Manila. And Ridge McLaren was a halfback for Chatham Park. I think they beat us, still in contention. I think Ridge was doing a performance enhancing drugs at the time. So anyway, from there, we went on to junior high school. At that time, we had the pound team, the 100-pound team, the 125-pound team, and the junior and the varsity team. So anyway, my father always tried to move me up in competition. He said, well, you'll try out for the 125-pound team. I was 101. Coach DeCampley comes up to me and says, you better go with the 100-pound team. So I moved over there, and to my good fortune, Stan Friedman, that was his first coaching job. Our team went undefeated and unscored a time. The 125-pound team, my 8th grade, we won every game. 9th grade, we lost 2. So then we moved into our high school year. The high school years, Sid Young, Martin Renshaw, unfortunately, they're no longer with us. They did a tremendous job in preparing us for the next level. Now, my senior year, and my father sort of directed what I did. It was a vicarious experience. I lived in a democratic dictatorship at our house. He'd say, this is what you're doing. So he told me, look, I think you can play Division I football. And he said, well, you're going to go to Stanton Military Academy. And I said, okay, I guess I'll go. So I went down there and I blossomed as a linebacker. I made all military league, the all prep team. In fact, Jack Ham and I were the all-league linebackers at that time. The military leagues at that time produced athletes like Mike Quick, Vinny Testaverde, Eddie George, and the recruiters were around all the time. At that time, I had about 10 scholarship offers that I was looking at. And in the end, I decided either Vanderbilt, Miami, Florida, or Virginia Tech. I decided to go to Virginia Tech because my father could come see me play. So 3 years there, I played the Liberty Bowl against Archie Mann in 1968. We were ranked for 2 years. My best game was against Florida State. And anyway, as my career was coming to an end, I'm going to regress to one thing. And I'll get a little emotional on this. My first game was against the University of Alabama. I was 19 years old, and when we came down on the field in Birmingham, Alabama, Legion Field had football capital of the South, Bear Bryant and everything. So I was pretty emotional, and I was starting. Well, on the first kickoff, I made the tackle. I came off on the field, and I started to cry, and my roommate, my teammate said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah," and The reason I was, this journey started in 4th grade at Oakland School, my father and myself, for Division I football. And when they announced that I made the tackle, I knew that we had arrived. We were playing top-notch football. So my father would come to all the games. And in the end, I kind of thought maybe the career ended there. But the journey continued, and I guess this might be the end of the journey. And my father always sat. I could always spot him. I was looking at an old Upper Darby film, and he was always, wherever he sat, he would always go up to the top of the stadium. If I'm looking at it, he was always to the left at the 50-yard line. And I sensed that in Alabama when I stood there. I was looking up there, and I said, I could almost see him in his fedora. But what I want to say is that I just really appreciate everything this committee has done. And I hope my mother and father have good seats. They're no longer with us. And this might be finally the end of the journey, and I want to thank you so much.
One of the reasons the banquet is so crowded is because of the Cox family. So we the vote is we're going to induct all of you, so we always sell out. Our next inductee is Katrina Geiger. Katrina, a recent graduate, graduated in 2012. She played soccer for 4 years, basketball for 4 years, and lacrosse. A rare three-sport athlete now in an area where we don't see it as much. Katrina was a standout in all three, but it was lacrosse that really where she left her mark. She was first team in soccer, and in basketball she also earned second team All-Central League. But in lacrosse, she's left a legacy at Haverford that's not likely to be matched. She set the career record for lacrosse goals with 320, with 117 assists for a total of 437 points. Those of you familiar with Nancy McGoldrick's incredible lacrosse program over the years know that it is filled with Division I players who have played at places like Maryland and Penn State, but Katrina blew them all away with her record. She was an Under Armour Senior All-American and a 2011 U.S. Lacrosse All-American. She's a 3-time first-team All-Central League player, the Daily Times Player of the Year in 2012. She was a Delaware County Scholastic Athlete of the Year in 2012 as well, and Philadelphia Girls Lacrosse Player of the Year that year. After Haverford, Katrina went down to the University, or to Loyola in Maryland. As a midfielder for the Greyhounds, she started in 58 of 73 games. She finished her career with 34 goals and 29 assists for 63 points, while collecting 102 ground balls and 61 draw controls to go with 54 turnovers. She was named a 2-time All-Patriot League honoree in 2017 and 2018, and served as a team captain in 2016 and 2018. She participated in the NCAA tournament in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2018 because she had a really long journey. She was injured every other season, it seemed like, and really had to battle through a really tough college career, but she persisted, and hopefully she'll tell us a little bit more about that, because I think what she went through as a college athlete says more about her character than all of those numbers that I read off. An amazing athlete, an amazing person. If you were lucky enough to see her play on the lacrosse field, she moved in a way that very few athletes at Haverford had. She had a natural bounce and pace to her game, unselfish, but she could score at will, and she's certainly one of the best lacrosse players Haverford High has ever seen. Those of you who knew her mother, she was pretty good too. But I'll let Katrina talk a little bit about that. Katrina is currently the assistant coach at Georgetown University. Congratulations, Katrina.
First off, I would like to thank the Haverford High School Athletic Department and everyone involved in the selection committee for this incredible honor. When I think about all of the unbelievably talented athletes and people that have stood here before me, it makes this moment even more surreal. I am truly lucky to be honored alongside of them. For as long as I can remember, sports have been a part of my life, and an integral part of defining who I am as a person. From t-shirt soccer games to swim meets, I could always be found on a field, in a gym, a pool, or somewhere where there's a ball and a race. Sure, most would say it's because I love the competition. Some would say I love the competition a little too much. But when I think back to the moments I love most, it didn't matter what I was playing, it mattered who I was playing with. My teammates, coaches, and number one fans are everything I love about sports. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of victories, won different championships and awards, but my most important victories were the people and friendships I made along the way. I feel so incredibly fortunate to have had so many amazing coaches and teammates that have made this all possible. I want to thank my coaches, all of who have impacted me throughout my career, but especially Nancy McGoldrick, or as we call her, MG, who is here tonight. Second, I want to thank my teammates, a few of which are also here tonight. Caroline Doran, Jacqueline Gantz, Amanda Case, and Julia Gantz. Without you, the wins, the losses, the timed miles, the unforgettable hydration parties, and all of the moments in between would not have been as enjoyable. Last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my family. The people that have supported me every step of the way, and I can't imagine where I'd be without them. My sister Allison, who, not so willingly, was dragged to game after game in the rain, the snow, and the 100-degree weather. I can't thank you enough for being part of my support team. My dad, the guy that knows exactly what to say to make me laugh after a tough loss. The guy that would yell at any ref in the nation because he is always right and they are always wrong. Thank you for always buying in 100% to whatever sport I was playing. And my mom. My favorite coach since the day I could hold a stick. Thank you for taking thousands of shots with me, pushing me through extra runs, and always reminding me that I am not tired. I am often reminded of how truly incredible you are, but I am lucky to be half a lacrosse player and person that you are. Thank you for being the best role model and inspiration I could ever ask for. Without the people sitting in this room, the Haverford Athletic Department, and growing up in this community, I would not have been able to have success throughout my time at Haverford, collegiately, and now professionally. I'm so grateful for this honor. A special congratulations to Joanne Patterson, who will be retiring this year. I know firsthand how hard she works, and she will definitely be missed here at Haverford. Again, thank you to the Haverford High School Athletic Department, and congratulations to all the honorees here tonight.
Our next inductee, Jennifer Hussey, Haverford High School class of 1985. Jen played field hockey, basketball, lacrosse. She was the captain of two of those teams, basketball and lacrosse. A three-sport athlete who excelled in everything that she did. She was a member of the 1984 PIAA state runner-up team in field hockey. In basketball, she was a captain of the team her senior year and the MVP. She led the forwards in scoring and rebounds during her senior year and was selected first team All-Central and first team All-Delco. In lacrosse, she was a member of the 1984 Central League Championship team, and as a captain of the lacrosse team, received All-Delco honorable mention. She was the forwards' leading scorer with 48 goals and 13 assists for a total of 61 points, and was the team MVP. After Haverford, she received an athletic scholarship to the University of Maryland, where she played field hockey for 2 years and lacrosse for 4. She was a member of the 1986 Division I lacrosse championship team and was selected captain of that team during her senior year. She scored 86 goals and added 29 assists between 1986 and 1989. She was an NCAA collegiate honor roll athlete for 4 years, an academic All-American for 4 years, made the National Dean's List for 4 years, was an ACC Conference Award winner, and graduated magna cum laude. That deserves a round of applause right there. After college, she went on to be an assistant field hockey and lacrosse coach at Cornell from 92 to 95 and earned a graduate degree in business. She has lived in Newtown Square for the last 14 years, and before that, it was in Westchester. For the last 24 years, she has run the Hussey Insurance Agency with her brother Tom right here in Havertown. There's a free ad right there. And she still competes in golf and tennis right here in Lanark. We'd like to congratulate Jennifer Hussey, one of Haverford's all-time great all-around athletes.
My table just told me to keep it short and sweet. First, I'd like to thank everyone who came tonight to support me, and all the other inductees. I would like to congratulate all the inductees, and what an incredible honor this is. This would not be possible without the Hall of Fame committee, so I'd like to thank them as well. My parents are in the house tonight. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all the years of support, whether it was financial, cheering, or yelling at my games, Dad, driving me to practice, or just agreeing with me when I was sulking in the sidelines because I was pulled out of the game. My parents are still my biggest fans, especially my mom, who was my former tennis partner, and yes, we are still speaking. I cannot remember a time in my life when I didn't participate in sports. I had 5 brothers, so you either played or you were not included. When I was thinking about what to say tonight, I realized that most of what I still do involves sports. If I'm going out to dinner or cocktails, I am undoubtedly meeting someone I played with in the past or someone I play golf or tennis with now. Or if I'm going to meet someone to actually just play golf or tennis. Or I'm having a cocktail after I played golf. Or I'm going to watch someone else play something, whether it's my niece, my nephew, a friend, or the Eagles. Sports just brings everyone together. I play golf with kids in their teens, their 20s, and friends that are almost 90. We compete, we test ourselves mentally and physically, and we have lots and lots of laughs. I'm lucky enough to have some of those friends here with me tonight. Thank you guys for coming. I love you all.
Love you.
I feel very lucky to have been born in Delkin, and especially in Haverford. Not only did Haverford prepare me athletically, it gave me the tools to succeed academically at the University of Maryland, and later at Cornell, and later in business. I always thought Haverford High School was the best, and I have some of my fondest memories from going to Haverford High School. Field hockey states was one of the most memorable things my senior year. We were one flick away from the state title. And to this day, I'm glad I was terrible at flicks, so it didn't rest on me. I also remember countless nights that my best friend Kathy Doherty and I practiced basketball in my backyard. And I remember practicing with my brother Tommy, who didn't play basketball, but he had this crazy, yet effective, underhand shot that beat me every time. And I'm still angry about it today. I also remember the many catches Tommy and I had in the backyard. He would fire it at me, I would fire it back at him just as hard and harder. We both went on to play in college. Tommy's here tonight, and I thank him for coming. He's one of my biggest supporters. My brother Jimmy, who was probably the best athlete in our family, is also here. Thank you for coming as well. Playing sports has given me so many opportunities and experiences, and Haverford High School has played a huge part in that. My coaches, Eleanor Harrison, Bruce Stanton, Nancy McGoldrick, were amazing coaches and did a lot for their players when it came time to play collegiately. The letters, the phone calls, the game tapes, and I'm talking VCR tapes, were key to getting your name out there and getting coaches to come see you. In fact, Nancy McGoldrick's mom, Mrs. Wakefield, actually came with my mother and I when we went to University of Maryland for the first time, and that's where I eventually played. Again, this is a huge honor, one I will cherish always. Congratulations to all the other inductees, and a huge thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee and those who came for listening. Lastly, I would like to give a shout out to Kim Barrecchio, who's in sunny Florida, who was inducted in 2017 for nominating me for the Hall of Fame. Thank you all.
Jackie Daly, and junior Karen Burke. Fords also had outstanding guard play in junior Margaret Ellerton, Central League MVP and Delco Player of the Year. Annie McMahon, Lindsay Cole, Christy Miller, April Pegler, Julie McWilliams, and Kate Finfrock. Finfrock, a freshman on this team, went on to score 1,233 points for the Fords, while Ellerton later became Haverford's all-time leading scorer, male or female, with 1,592 career points. Duff continued her career at Division I Marist University. Daly went to play at Davison II Kutztown University, Division II, Kutztown University, while Burke, Swarthmore. Ellerton, Maine, and LaSalle, McMahon, Albright, Finfrock, Cabrini, Marianne, Finfrock, Chestnut Hill, all continued playing basketball in college. The team also featured talented multi-sports athletes. McWilliams, Princeton lacrosse, Pegler, Notre Dame, Ohio lacrosse, Miller, LaSalle field hockey, Kelsey Hatzel, Swarthmore lacrosse, Lee Pesco, Westchester lacrosse, all continued their athletic careers in college. That season, Duff earned first team All-Main Line, All News of Delco, second team All-Central, and accepted a scholarship to Marist. Daly was named the MVP of the PW tournament and went on to earn first team All-Central, All-Main Line, and third team All-Delco honors. She accepted a scholarship to Kutztown. Ellerton earned first team All-Central, Central League MVP, first team All-Delco Player of the Year, and first team All-Main Line. After clinching the Central League title with a 16-2 record, Haverford beat Bishop Shanahan, Owen J. Roberts, and then upset number 3 seed Abington before losing a heartbreaking 1-point game to Cheltenham in the District 1 semifinals. Haverford fell to Harrisburg in the BIAA state tournament. These are the team members of the 2003 team. Marta Hatzel, Jenny McCauley, April Pegler, Lindsay Cole, Margaret Ellerton, Julie McWilliams, Annie McMahon, Lee Pesco, Katie Finfrock, Jackie Daly, Mary Alice Duff, Karen Burke, and Christy Miller. The Fords were coached by Bobby Morgan, HHS math teachers Kathy Kelly and Fred Brown, and former Ford standout Terry Overturk, who led the Fords to the 1996 Central League Championship in the Ford's first PIAA state playoff berth in 1997. Congratulations to the 2003 Haverford High School girls basketball team. With 2004, and then we'll have everybody come up. They were undefeated Central League champions, 18-0. Regular season was 23-1, 28-3 overall. Third place District 1 finish. Class 4A playoffs. Sweet 16 Class 4A PIAA state playoffs. Head coach again, Bobby Morgan. Assistant coaches, Fred Brown, Kathy Kelly, Terry Overturk. 2000 Haverford High School girls basketball team, 2004, is arguably the best team in program history. Ford swept through the Central League with an 18-0 record. advanced to the District 1 playoffs, clinching third place and won the school's first ever PIAA state playoff game. 9 times during the season and postseason, the Fords won a game using a mercy rule, where the clock would run because Haverford was up by more than 20 points. The Fords opened the season by winning a PW tournament and dominated the Central League during the regular season. In the District 1 playoffs, Haverford knocked off Avongrove, Wissahickon, and Downtown West before falling in a close game to Coatesville 75-70 in District 1 semifinals. Haverford then knocked off top-seeded Cheltenham to clinch third place and advance to the 4A state playoffs for the 7th time in 8 years. Haverford defeated District 11 powerhouse Parkland, the 2005 state champion, in the state playoffs before falling to Harrisburg in the round of 16. Ford's only losses that season were to Archbishop Carroll, the Catholic League champion, Coatesville, the District 1 champion, and Harrisburg, the PIAA state runner-up. All 3 of those teams were led by multiple Division 1 players. Haverford was led by senior Margaret Elderton, the Central League MVP and Dalco Player of the Year, who became Haverford's all-time leading scorer, male or female, with 1,592 points. The senior-dominated team of Karen Burke, Lindsay Cole, April Pegler, Margaret Ellerton played suffocating defense. Other outstanding members of this team included Annie McMahon, Kate Finfrock, Mary Ann Finfrock, Christy Miller, Marta and Kelsey Hatzel, Kate Rinaldi, Pam Costello, Jenna Weissman, and Leanne Wallower. In one of the most impressive performances in Ford's history, the Fords put up a remarkable 34-point first quarter in a dominating win over local rival, the Academy of Notre Dame. Many of the talented women on this team went on to outstanding college careers. Elderton accepted a scholarship to the University of Maine before transferring to LaSalle University. 2004 Ethel David recipient, Elderton earned all-state honors, was a 2-time Central League MVP, and 2-time Delco Player of the Year. Karen Burke earned a McCabe Scholarship to Swarthmore University, where she went to play both basketball and volleyball. Burke remains in the top 10 record holder in several categories for the Barnet and Bow sports. She went on to score 1,445 career points with 898 rebounds in basketball, and still holds the record for solo blocks and career blocks in volleyball. Annie McMahon went on to an outstanding 4-year career at Albright College, where she scored 1,000 points, and as a captain led her team to an NCAA tournament appearance. Pam Costello was a 4-year letter winner and captain of the Swarthmore College women's basketball team. Katie Finfrock went on to play at Cabrini College, where she helped the Cavaliers clinch the 2008 Pennsylvania Athletic Conference title and earn a trip to the NCAA tournament. Leanne Waller went to play at Cedar Crest College, where she joined the 1,000-point club. Marianne Finfrock also continued her basketball career at Chestnut Hill College. Team members are Marianne Finfrock, Karen Burke, Pam Costello, Jenna Weissman, Annie McMahon, Katie Finfrock, Leanne Wallower, Marta Hatzel, Kelsey Hatzel, April Pegler, Margaret Ellerton, Lindsay Cole, Christy Miller, and Kate Rinaldi. Ladies and gentlemen, this team was unbelievable. Congratulations to the 2004
moving quickly. I know it's a long night. I'm just going to say a few words. I'm not going to reminisce about any basketball games. But the women that are standing here in front of me, Haverford had a lot of really successful girls basketball teams, and we were really fortunate to have an incredibly talented group. But this last two groups that we had, and you heard Paul read their accomplishments, they were simply remarkable. And I will tell you this, and I believe it now, as it was happening during those years, Donna McMahon said to me, and I'll never forget it, she said, I hope you're enjoying this. Because we were really good, but when you're really good, the worst thing you can do is be afraid to mess it up. So Fred Brown and I talked about it during these 2 seasons, that our job was really not to mess it up, and to enable them to do what they did so well. But when I think about the success of this team, I think it's a reflection of the Haverford community. I've been able to coach at many different places. And the word that I use, and I've used it at all the other places I've been since leaving Haverford, is grit. Because when you're raised in a community that values everything that you do, whether it's your education, your athletics, and your family, it creates human beings that are successful, and that's why Haverford is so great, and that's why these women have gone on to do remarkable things. I'm going to introduce them and give you just a quick thing of what I know that they're doing. I haven't seen some of them in a few years, but some of them have remained dear friends. But this is Margaret Elderton, Haverford's all-time leading scorer. Yeah. Margaret lives right around the corner from here, and so many of these women are in service, and either in education or in healthcare, and Margaret is a nurse. She took after her mom. Her mom, Bunny Brody, was one of our, well, what did she always say? You go, girl. And Bunny was really one of our greatest fans. We lost Bunny a few years ago. Margaret's mom passed away. But we think of her all the time, and you can't think about Haverford girls basketball without thinking of Bunny Brody. Right next to us is assistant coach Kathy Kelly. Kathy and Fred Brown were the 2 math people in our department. They kept them eligible. I don't know if that's true, but Kathy was with us during these years, and Fred Brown could not be here tonight, but working with Fred Brown was one of the greatest experiences of my coaching career. He actually taught me how to teach, and I wish he was here tonight. He's sick, but those of you who know Fred, he's a remarkable man. Terry Overturf is on FaceTime right now. Terry Overturf was a 1997 graduate of Haverford. She was one of our assistant coaches. Her little boy Dylan ran around the gym with my daughter Riley and with assistant coach Sammy McCarter. Dylan is now a freshman at South Carolina, which makes all of them feel old. But Terry can't be with us tonight, but she's here on FaceTime. Next is Lee Pesco. Lee is a teacher and coach in the Philadelphia School District. Next is, I'm not going to use married names, girls, I don't know them all. Next is April Pegler. April is a nurse. She played lacrosse out in Ohio. Next is Lindsay Cole. Lindsay is working at the University of Pennsylvania and has a proud mom of 2 children right now. I can't see you, Julie. So, sorry. Next is Annie McMahon. Annie has coached a little bit since graduating from Albright, where she scored 1,000 points, and she is a new mom living in. She just moved out of Havertown, but she'll move back, we're sure. Next, Julie McWilliams. Julie is actually a cousin of mine. Julie went on to play lacrosse at Princeton, and she too is a new mom. Many of you know her mom, Kathy. She still officiates games. Julie was one of the fastest players ever to play basketball in Haverford. She had a motor. Next is Jackie Daly. Jackie had a seismic personality and was one of the best post players we ever had. Jackie went on to play basketball at Kutztown University, and she's currently living in Broomall and working in radiology at Langford. Okay, thank you. Next is Pam Costello. Pam went on to be the captain of the Swarthmore College women's basketball team, and she's currently working in Philadelphia, correct, in business. Okay. Next is Karen Berg. Karen has a baby here right now, right? So she just had a baby like a week ago. Karen is a physician's assistant, and and she is living in the Montgomery County area. Next is Leanne Wallower. Leanne, Karen went to Swarthmore College and set all those records. She was a 1,000-point scorer and captain. Next is Leanne Wallower. Leanne, raise your hands so they know. Leanne is actually everyone in the Secret Service, so be careful what you do right now. Leanne is actually working in D.C. right now. Leanne scored 1,000 points at Cedar Crest College. I can't see this. Okay. Next is Mary Ann Finfrock. Mary Ann works actually in Philadelphia. She's in the restaurant industry, and she went on to play at Chestnut Hill College. Next is Katie Finfrock. Katie Finfrock scored 1,200 points at Haverford and went on to play college basketball at Cabrini for me, where she helped us win a conference championship and compete in the NCAA tournament. And she just moved to Annapolis, is working in the restaurant industry too. And next is, I didn't see you, Kate. Next is Kate Rinaldi. Kate is married now, Kate Quenzar. Kate is actually one of the few of the fours who is still coaching. I believe she's been coaching in high school and in AAU. She went on to Westchester University. Who's next? And next is last, is Christy Miller. Christy was an outstanding field hockey and basketball player and lacrosse player at Haverford. She went on to play collegiate lacrosse. She's currently an accountant, grew up across the street from me. These women, guys, many of them haven't seen each other in years. So the best part about the Haverford High Sports Hall of Fame is that it has brought people together. I am grateful that I had an opportunity to coach them. And I'm just going to introduce Margaret Elderton to say a few words.
I'm 34, and a couple days ago, Bobby says, will you talk at the banquet? And I said, okay. So Bobby says jump, and I still say how high. We'll do our best here. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us, and congratulations to the fellow inductees tonight. 2003, 2004. What a great time that was. 15 years later, and I'd say we've come a long way since our warm-up camps, and we've cleaned up pretty nice, ladies. As I prepared for the night, I reflected back on my time as a Lady Ford. A quote from the great Maya Angelou spoke the loudest. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I know our record speaks for itself, but I didn't remember what the actual numbers were until I looked them up. We had some amazing games, and we had some heartbreaking losses. What I loved the most about our team was our camaraderie. We came from different classes and groups of friends outside the gym, but in that gym we were one. That a group of young ladies from different personal and athletic backgrounds could come together to do what we did is something very special. Our team's success was a product of hard work, determination, and leadership. Thank you, Bobby, Mr. Brown, Ms. Kelly, and Terry for having the patience and drive to corral all of our different moods on any given day and bring us together because of our love for basketball. Bobby, how do I summarize your impact? I don't know that it's possible. You are Haverford basketball. Between the summer camps, the scouting, the preparation for practicing games, although we may joke about all the trees that died to make sure you had your legal pad, we admire your work ethic. We are the lucky ones who have had a coach that cared as much as you did. So thank you. To all of the coaches, it is a true testament to you that we stand here today. Your support on and off the court helped lay the foundation for the women that we've become. Speaking of our leadership, thank you to our parents who cheered for us and made sure we were well fed. I still don't think I've eaten as well or had as much fun as I used to at our team dinners. And last but not least, George Campbell. Bobby is Haverford basketball, but you are Haverford sports. Thank you for your endless time and support to all of us. You helped us scout, and you helped us remember our days through all of your videos. Thank you just doesn't seem enough. It's been 15 years since we took the court together. We may have all gone our separate ways, but we will always be high school teammates. A team that I am proud to say that I was a part of. a team that every time I think of or talk of, I smile. We had our highs and we had our lows, but most importantly, we stuck together. Coachville, still a game I wish we had won. But the intensity of the crowd and the grit that we played with is what made it so memorable. Overall, the winning for sure helped, but the feeling of being a part of such a special group of young women is something I will always cherish. Thank you, coaches, Mrs. Patterson, all of the administration, and most importantly, thank you, Lady Fords, for being such awesome teammates. Congratulations to you all.
Okay, our next honoree is a four sports standout. Faith Jones graduated in 1998. If you look at Faith's resume, she played field hockey, volleyball, basketball, lacrosse, and softball. She was an outstanding athlete in all of her sports. She received a total of 11 varsity letters and was a member of the 1996 Central League Championship basketball team, the 1998 co-championship basketball team, state qualifiers, and the 1990-97 basketball team, which also went to state. She finished her career with 1,081 points and 850 rebounds. She holds the school single season record for rebounds. She was first team All-Delco, first team All-Main Line, first team All-Central League, and the Central League MVP in 1998. She was a member of the 96 and 97 Central League Championship volleyball teams and the 95 Central League North runner-up volleyball team. The 1997 volleyball team finished as district runner-up and was third in the PIAA state tournament. She earned all state honors. Faith went on to Towson University, where she continued her athletic career. She was chosen by the Philadelphia Inquirer as the 1998 Female Athlete of the Year in the main line in Delaware County. Faith is an executive recruiter for Parker Lynch and flew up to be here today from Riverview, Florida. In her spare time, she enjoys spending time with her boyfriend John and her children Blake and Ava, and attending Blake's soccer and hockey games and watching him compete. Faith was one of the best athletes Haverford has ever had. I can tell you this, as I had the honor to coach her. She was a fierce competitor and really part of one of the best classes ever had in the class of 1998. Congratulations, Faith Jones.
I'm old and it's late, so I will try to make this very quick. I know it's probably past most people's bedtime. So thank you. What an incredible honor. I feel like it's not on good. Oh, I'm tall. So those of you in this room that know me know that I'm very rarely at a shortage of words. Those of you that have coached me know that I'm very rarely at a shortage of words. But I will try to keep to a few minutes, and I will do just that. First off, I'd like to thank those of you on the committee who voted for me and invited me to take part and share in this very special night, and Southwest for their Want to Get Away fares, reasonably priced for the week of Thanksgiving. Haverford has this is annoying. Sorry, I'm really tall. Haverford has a very long history of superior athletics and helped form and shape some very amazing athletes, many of whom are sitting in this room tonight. I would like to let you know that I all feel very blessed to join such an esteemed list of incredibly talented individuals and athletes. I can honestly and genuinely say that my 4 years at Haverford were some of, if not the best years of my life. When I told people in my adult life that I loved every second of high school, most people don't believe me. Sure, college is great. You're away from your parents who are here. You've got independence, there are lots of parties, tons of freedom. And I lost my spot, so. But without the high school, particularly Haverford High School, that may not have happened. At least not the full ride. Sorry. At least not the full ride to Towson, where I got to continue my basketball career for the next 4 years until I graduated. At Haverford, playing sports, all 5 of them, and for some amazing coaches, some of the best in high school sports, in my opinion, allowed me to form lifetime friendships and memories with some amazing girls, some of who were able to make it here tonight. When I think back, some 20 years later, my fondest memories took place at Haverford High School, in the classrooms, on the fields, inside Younger Gymnasium, and in Gym D during the renovation year. That's a shout out to the 1997 girls volleyball team. Not everyone is as fortunate as we were, and I definitely know that now, raising children in Florida public schools, to go to a high school that offers so many options for young athletes, but that also takes pride in empowering student athletes, and for that I'm forever grateful. Thanks to those of you who coached me and put up with me along the way, my family, my friends, and lastly, I want to thank my mom. Without her support, love, encouragement, and incredible sacrifice, many, many years that I've played sports, I would not be standing up here. So thank you. Sorry, my cards are out of order. Have a good night.
We're going to try to move this as quickly as we can. Our next honoree is also from a member of the class of 1998. She was a teammate of Faith's, and again, I say that class of 98, many of you are here, might have been one of the biggest and best classes Haverford had in women's athletics. Our next inductee is Laurie Kennis. Kennis, we call her Kennis, was a 3-sport athlete at Haverford. She was a member of the basketball team that qualified for states, helped the Fords win the Central League titles in 96 and 98. She went on to be a great player in lacrosse, and that's really where she left her mark. She was a 2-time All-Central League, 3-time All-Mainline, and 2-time All-Delco and All-American in lacrosse. The 1998 Haverford team finished as the District 1 runner-up, and as there was no state playoffs at that time, essentially it was the state runner-up. Kennis was Haverford's co-recipient of the Ethel David Award, presented to the Outstanding Senior Female Athlete. She accepted a scholarship to the University of Virginia, where she was a 2-time Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association All-American. She was named to the All-ACC tournament team, and she ranks 3rd in all-time in Virginia history for calls turnovers. She was a 2-year member of the United States national team, and she's been coaching women's lacrosse at the Division I level with stops at Denver and the University of Maryland, which is regarded as one of the best programs in all of NCAA lacrosse. She joined the coaching staff at Maryland in 2004 and 5 and returned in 2007. She's helped lead the team to 5 NCAA Women's Lacrosse Championships and coached 7 National Defenders of the Year. Maryland has been a perennial force with Laurie Kennis coaching the defensive unit. The Terps captured this past championship in 2019. Laurie was one of the most tenacious athletes that Haverford ever had. She was also one of the most unselfish teammates, and that's how I remember her. She's a wonderful family, and it's no surprise to me that she's turned out to be an amazing coach. Congratulations, Laurie Kennis.
Congratulations to all the other inductees tonight. I'm honored to be inducted into this class, in particular with one of my closest high school friends, Faith. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee and everyone involved in putting on such a special event. The crazy part for me is without Haverford High School sports, I'm not sure where I would be in my life. I'm lucky enough to have a career in athletics, and I'm thankful every day for what the sports world has given me. My brother and sister-in-law have said to me in the past, there aren't very many people in the world that get to work every day and say that they love what they do, and I'm proud to say I am one of those people, and the groundwork for what I do every single day was laid here at Haverford. I've had some of the best role models and teammates throughout my time at Haverford. I've been involved with sports for over 30 years and have been fortunate to be surrounded by some of the best people throughout my experiences. My teammates are the reasons that I'm standing here. We were a very lighthearted group. We enjoyed having fun, probably a little bit too much fun, a little bit frustrating at times. And now as a coach, I can honestly say thank you to McGoldrick and Bobby for sticking with us and allowing us to continue to be who we were. We were a competitive, hardworking bunch that probably hated to lose more than we liked to win. I'm so thankful for the lifelong friendships Haverford sports gave me. We may not get the opportunity to see each other as much as we would like to, but when we get together, it's like we haven't even skipped a beat. To all of my coaches, especially to Bobby and McGoldrick, thank you for laying the groundwork and helping me become the person and the coach that I am today. There's a little bit of each of you in me, and I'm thankful to have learned and played for some of the best around. I spend every day coaching, trying to make you guys proud, and I can't thank you enough. I want everyone to have the same experience, same amazing experience that I had. I am lucky enough to be able to do this every day with a small group of lacrosse players at the University of Maryland. To my family, you've always been my #1 fan no matter what I was doing. Mom and Dad, thanks for letting me just play and always supporting me no matter what I was doing. You guys taught me that life, not just sports, you taught me that in life, not just in sports, anything is possible with hard work, focus, and never giving up. You guys are the best. Andy, thank you for being the most supportive brother in the world and always showing how proud you are of me, even to this day with my coaching career. Thank you again for this honor. I'm truly humbled by this entire experience. I'm thankful every single day that the career path I chose allows me to continue to do something that I love, and that I'll start here at Haverford. Thank you.
Phyllis Plotnick graduated in 1965. She played on the field hockey team 10th, 11th, 12th. She was captain. Basketball 10, 11, 12. Tennis 10, 11, and captain in 12. Phyllis Plotnick was a three-sport athlete at Haverford. Basketball was a member of the back-to-back undefeated Suburban League Championship girls basketball team that won 24 consecutive games. She averaged 13.5 points per game during her 1965 season and was one of 4 girls who averaged double figures scoring throughout the season. Phyllis Plotnick was a standout member of the 1964 and 1965 undefeated basketball teams that were inducted into the Haverford High School Hall of Fame in 2013. Field hockey. Plotnick was the captain and standout player who significantly contributed to the success of the 1964 undefeated championship field hockey team. In tennis, Plotnick was a member of the 1963 8-1 Suburban League runner-up tennis team. She was a recipient of the Ethel David Award for the Outstanding Female Senior Athlete in 1965. After graduation, she attended Springfield College, where she played field hockey, basketball, and softball. She is the team's leading scorer, 14 out of 26 goals, during the 1967 undefeated season. Phyllis also played softball at Springfield College, but suffered a bad knee injury while playing a game against UMass Amherst. She slid poorly into second base, and although safe, she needed extensive knee surgery. That experience ended her professional athletic dreams, but brought her to coaching and physical therapy, both of which she has found most rewarding. She is particularly happy about having worked on several projects. Specifically, the Sonia Plotnick Health Fund, named for her brother Harris and her mom, is a totally volunteer organization that has existed for 24 years. It is dedicated to raising money to help women in the Tampa Bay area who need health care but do not have financial means to obtain it. They've raised over $250,000 and have helped more than 1,000 women. Secondly, Phyllis had the privilege of serving on the board of the Circle of Friends of the Gulfport Library. The library 8 years ago was languishing. It now is the cultural hub of the city. This year it was named one of the 5 best libraries in the country. Additionally, with support of Springfield College, my alma mater, she initiated an endowment to recognize Dr. Tom Waddell, an alumnus. Tom had been recognized for being a decathlete in 1968 Olympics, for being a physician, for being a Vietnam veteran, but not for being the founder of the Gay Games. Through the endowment and quarterly programs of diversity and inclusion, he is now being acknowledged for this great legacy. Lastly, one of her most meaningful moments as an Army physical therapist was when she joined others in uniform for the 1993 LBGT March on Washington for the right to serve in the military. She has always had the hope for equality and a belief in the power of each individual. That came from her parents, her neighborhood, her synagogue, and the education she received at Haverford High School, both in the classroom and on the playing fields. She is so very grateful for that. Phyllis lives in Gulfport, Florida, and has several occupations. She is a physical therapist, mental health counselor, and a ballroom dance teacher. She loves playing pickleball, Zumba, gardening, mahjong, I hope I got it right, social justice. I obviously didn't get cum laude or whatever. It took me 13 years to get out of Haverford. Social justice projects and travel. Congratulations, Phyllis Plotnick.
In September, when I was informed of being chosen for induction into the Haverford High School Sports Hall of Fame, I imagined a plaque on the wall with my photo on it and my team affiliations from 1962 through 1965. As the weeks passed, this honor became so much more. It became memories that began to flood in of my childhood, my high school, and what both did to allow me, to encourage me, to be me. It wasn't easy then, years before Title IX, before the women's movement, before mainstream recognition that females could be outstanding athletes. It was an era when our recreation had nothing to do with social media or TV, a relatively new phenomenon, but with playing ball in the street, any kind of ball, wiffle ball, handball, curveball, wire ball. I found my joy and natural ability on Hawthorne Avenue, a girl among the boys. I remember when I got to be a teenager, I still loved playing ball in the street, but things began to change. When a boy from high school would proudly drive by with his newly acquired driver's license, I would quickly hide behind a tree so as not to be seen. It wasn't cool to be a female athlete. When I started dating boys and went on to play tennis with them, I was told not to play my best, not to play to win, because it would make them feel bad. Can you imagine? The social imperative in those days was to hide my true self, to be a particular way as a young woman. Girls were to be feminine first and foremost, and were to receive value from our physical attractiveness and popularity with the boys. Our athletic skills and academic achievements were secondary at best. This is where my memories flood in. Because despite those narrow social expectations, I had a family and a high school that noticed me and encouraged my passion. My father was always happy to go outside and play catch with me. My best friend of 70 years, Lynn Goodstein, of blessed memory, was a Haverford High School head cheerleader and always cheered my athleticism. Next door neighbor and Swarthmore College standout, Paul Shepherd, helped me with my jump shot. My wonderful brother Harris, a great athlete in his own right and star football halfback at Haverford, taught me to drive left on the basketball court. My parents installed a basketball standard on our back patio for my 14th birthday. My mom came to a field hockey game in Haverford just a few weeks before her way too early death from breast cancer. I had exceptional support from family and friends. And then there was this amazing school district. In Brookline Elementary School, Mr. Blessing, our strong and gentle PE teacher, encouraged both boys and girls to love movement. In the 1950s, girls played competitive interscholastic sports in grade school. I lost this tooth to some dicks in field hockey at Leonard Elementary. In junior high school, even though we were only allowed to dribble the basketball twice and not cross the center line, Miss Lane taught us strategy and team unity. In high school, we had exceptional coaching. In my senior year, our field hockey team went unbeaten for the first time in the school's history. Our basketball team in 1964 and 1965 were undefeated. Carolyn Helbig and Helen O'Connell coached us in not only skills and strategy, but in the value of sportsmanship. Haverford High School encouraged me to be who I was then, a proud student, a team leader, and a passionate athlete. That kind of support paved the way for me to live my life authentically as a runner, tennis and pickleball player, dance teacher, lifelong learner, feminist, and social activist. Yes, this induction in the Haverford High School Sports Hall of Fame includes a plaque on the wall, but it means so very much more to me. Thank you from a place deep in my soul for this honor.
Looks like we have we're down to about 10 left. Cindy Ruff Leahy, graduated in 1987, played basketball grades 9 through 12, softball grades 9 through 12, captain at her 12th grade season. Cindy Ruff was an outstanding softball athlete at Haverford. She was an integral part of the building process for the girls program during the 1980s. Team won 14 games in 1984. They were Central League runner-up in 1985, 15-5, advancing to the first round of districts, and Central League runner-up in 1986, 18-4, advancing to the second round of districts. Ruff received Central League honors during her freshman season. She was selected first-team All-Central League during her sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. Ruff was the Philadelphia Inquirer Player of the Week in May 1986. She had an outstanding junior season, leading the team in triples with 8 home runs, 9, runs batted in, 53, batting average, .618, stolen bases, 24, hits, 47, and on-base percentage, .681. Ruff ended her high school career with 136 hits, 20 home runs, 132 runs batted in, and a .607 on-base average base percentage, 15 triples, 13 doubles, 61 stolen bases, 57 base on balls, and a .521 batting average, still Lady Ford softball career records. She holds 7 single-season records: .618 batting average, 1986, 53 runs batted in, 1986, 47 hits, 1986, 24 stolen bases, 1986, 9 home runs, 1986, 8 triples, 1986, and 47 runs scored in 1986. Ruff was the Lady Ford's MVP in 1986. She was the female recipient of the United States Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Award in 1987. Cindy Ruff attended George Mason University, where she played softball. Go figure. In 1991, she was a senior co-captain and led the GMU team in triples 8, runs scored 25, base on ball 17, sacrifice hits 12, and on base percentage 466. After college, Ruff continued to play softball, attending the National Slow Pitch Softball Tournament in 2000 and 2002. She was also a member of the Red Lantern team that won the Daily Times Women's Tournament of Champions 4 consecutive years, 1999 to 2002. She has coached youth softball and is an active member of the board of directors of Hilltop Baseball, Softball, Challenger League, and Havertown. An interesting softball fact about Cindy is that at the end of her freshman year at George Mason, she switched from being a right-handed batter to a left-handed batter. I'm not going to ask what that was about. Not when you had those numbers. Her HHS records were hit right-handed, but her college records were hit left-handed. On a personal note, Cindy lives in Havertown with her husband Kevin and their 4 children, Kirsten, HHS class of 2016, Shannon, HHS class of 2018, Kevin Jr., HHS class of 2023, and Sean, Haverford Middle School class of 2021, Haverford High School class of 2025. Congratulations, Cindy Ruff Leahy.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really going to try and keep this short and sweet. I definitely want to congratulate all of my fellow inductees. You've had incredible careers. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee and members for selecting me as an inductee with this amazing class of athletes. Art Shuba, thank you so much for taking the time to do the biography and putting my bio together. I never knew the stats were there. I want to thank my husband, Kevin. He's lived through the back end of my softball career, even after 2 children. He is the most compassionate, loving, and supportive man I know. Unfortunately, he has to deal with a lot of my competitiveness now, more than anyone else. Like a lot of you, I don't like to lose. To my children, Kirsten, Shannon, Kevin, and Sean, thank you for allowing me to continue my love of sports through you. There's nothing more I enjoy than watching you do your thing, and I'm beyond proud of your accomplishments as athletes. Thank you to my parents who are here tonight for nurturing my love of sports. I'm so happy to share the night with you. I'm appreciative of all of your support over the years. My mom, who, like many, gave me countless rides to and from practices and games over the years. I'm sure she was more excited about my driver's license than I was. My dad, who would always go out in the driveway and have that first catch of the season with me every year for as long as I played softball. Just meant the world to me. Thank you for allowing me to go to Haverford. I was the only one from my family to attend Haverford. I don't know that I would have been the student athlete and softball player I was if I had gone anywhere else. Thank you to my siblings, my brothers and my sister, for always allowing the baby of the family to tag along and play, and for not taking it easy on me. I think that's how I learned to work hard and be competitive. To my friends who came tonight to support me, it really means the world to me to have you here. I really can't talk about my time at Haverford without talking about my softball coach, Arnie DiMuzio. I never thought of myself as a great softball player. I just loved to play the game. But when I was a freshman trying out at Haverford, I hoped I would make the JV team. Didn't really think about ever playing varsity softball. It just didn't happen back then. Our freshmen didn't make varsity. But Mr. DiMuzio had other ideas. He took a chance in 1984 and started a freshman second baseman, and that paved the way for my career as a softball player through college and into adulthood. I don't know what he saw in me, maybe a little bit of passion that I had for the game, but I truly appreciate him giving me that shot. I have a lot of memories of my years at Haverford softball. I can't pick one thing to talk about. Every year I loved. Every year had special memories that I'm always going to cherish. A few years ago, one of my teammates asked me, did I have any clue we were that good back then? And honestly, we didn't. It was just a group of kids who loved to play the game, and it showed on the field. You know, looking back, I'm proud of everything that we accomplished in the 4 years that I was there. I hope we made a positive impact on the program. We were the first team to ever play in the districts for softball. Fortunately, weren't able to ever win a Central League championship, but I'm proud to be a part of the history that was Haverford softball, and I'm excited to see that the program still does well today. I'm in awe of the kids that play the sport today. They play at a completely different level than I ever played in high school, and for that reason, I'm shocked that I have so many records still here. I really thought they would have been surpassed a long time ago. I was fortunate enough to play the game of softball for a lot of years, over 30. I've played at every level. I traveled to different parts of the country playing the game, and I've been named to all league teams, all tournament teams, but standing here tonight and getting this award is probably the most impressive and highest highlight of my softball career. It really means a lot to me. I'm blessed to be recognized for playing a game that I played because I just love to play the game. I stopped playing a lot of years ago, but I still do get excited. The first warm winter day when I can go outside and have a catch with my kids. I still love to hear the bat hit the ball, and I still love to hear the kids on the benches, and I love to watch the game. It's always going to be in my heart. I'm glad I'm able to give back to our community by being a part of the league. But I just love the game. And being at Haverford allowed me to enjoy it. In closing, I just want to say again, thank you to everyone that's here tonight, and congratulations again to all of the inductees. And I'm truly honored to be a part of this class. Thank you.
Graduated in 1968, cross country, grades 10, 11, and 12, and he was a captain in his 12th grade year. Track 10, 11, and again captain in 12th grade. Dave Sheridan was a standout two-sport athlete in cross country and track during his 3 years at Haverford. He was a member of the 1967 undefeated Central League Championship cross country team that placed 10th in the PIAA state championships, as well as a member of the 1968 Central League track runner-up team. He placed third in the district meet to qualify for the PIAA state track championships in the mile. At the 1968 Central League championships, Dave broke 2 Haverford High School track records in that meet. The mile in 4 minutes and 22 seconds, which stood for over 20 years, and the 880 minute 58. Sheridan continued his running career at Villanova University, one of the most prestigious and successful cross-country and track programs in the country, under the tutelage of James Jumbo Elliott, and earned a partial athletic scholarship his sophomore year. He was a member of several ICAA and NCAA championship track and cross-country teams. Dave was an ICAA 800-meter semifinalist and part of many winning 4x800 relay teams at Villanova. He continued running after graduation from Villanova, competing for the Philadelphia Pioneers Track Club and the Athletic Addict team throughout the United States and the Caribbean. Dave continued running after college under the sponsorship of Saucony and Etonic shoe companies, where he was the National Sports Festival 5,000-meter champion in 1980. Dave has coached successful soccer teams at the youth, high school, and collegiate levels. His women's soccer team at Gloucester County College, New Jersey, was runner-up in 2007 National NJCAA Championships. He has coached cross-country, track, and soccer teams for the past 40 years throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, to many individual and team honors and accomplishments. He is currently the cross-country coach and track coach at Rowan College, Cumberland, and New Jersey. In 1985, Dave served as Area 7 Director for New Jersey Special Olympics, overseeing sports competitions and activities from Southern New Jersey and was selected to represent New Jersey Special Olympics as head track and field coach for the World Special Olympics held in Minneapolis in 1991. Dave is married to wife Angelina, and they have 5 children, Jennifer, Michael, Emily, Kyle, and Aiden, and 4 grandchildren, Rylan, Grayson, Riley, and Karen. Dave is a retired high school English teacher, and they reside in Glassboro, New Jersey. Since retiring from teaching in 2013, Dave has appeared as a featured extra actor in a variety of films, including Creed 1 and 2, The Upside, Glass, Motherless, Brooklyn, The Kitchen, 21 Bridges, as well as appearing in commercials, photo shoots for Home Depot, Giant, WSFS, WSFS, and Wawa. He has also been a part of several music videos, Netflix series, and independent films. Between coaching, acting, and family, his retirement years have been very busy. Congratulations, Dave Sheridan.
Well, I guess you're glad to see me. Good news, no prepared speech. First of all, I would like to thank everyone and everything that has happened in my life up till today, because that is what has brought me here to this honor. If I had to thank one person for making me into the runner and coach that I am, it would be a classmate named Leo Marshall. When I moved from the great junior high up to the big senior high, I said I was going to do something athletic. I was 5'10", 110 pounds. I took one look at the football team and said I wanted to live. I walked over to the soccer fields. No, they get knocked down or kicked. Nah, not mine. Leo Marshall comes up to me and said, "Hey Dave, why don't you come out for cross country?" I said, "Great! What is this?" I had no idea. And to paraphrase very bad one, Robert Frost, that, my friend, has made all the difference. So I want to thank everyone here. This is an honor I truly cherish. Thank you again, and good day.
1978, Haverford High School track team, undefeated Central League champions, district champions, 3rd in the PIAA state meet. Head coach Mike McMillan, assistant coaches Mike Allen and Jay Williams. One of the best teams to hail from Haverford High School, the 1978 team set the gold standard for Haverford's boys track. Joe Malinowski ran a 100-yard dash in 9.9 seconds, the 3rd fastest at the time in Ford history, ranked 6th to this date. Kurt Rosler set the school record in a 440-yard dash, 48.7, breaking Alfred Graves Jr. 48.83 in 1976. Rosler also set the 880-yard school record, 152.86, breaking Bruce Holtz's 155.9 in 1969. Tom Joyce and Paul Bell ran a mile and 2-mile events. Tom Joyce ran 9:32 2-mile, ranks 4th to date, and 4 minutes 22 seconds mile, ranks 3rd to date. Paul Bell ran 9:43 2-mile, ranks 5th to date. Joe Malinowski and Kurt Rosler ran the 110-meter high hurdles and 300 intermediate hurdles. Kurt Rossler ran 14.6 seconds, a school record to date. And Joe Malinowski ran 15 seconds, still ranks in the Ford's top 10 to date in the high hurdles. Kurt ran 37.46 in the 300 intermediate hurdles, ranks first and in Ford track. And Joe Malinowski ran 39.01, ranks fourth to date in Ford's history. The 4x1 10-yard relay team, Gary Clofine, Paul Rada, Jim Hodge, and Joe Malinowski, ran a school record at the time, 42.9 seconds. It ranks third all time when converted to a 4x100 relay time. 4x440-yard relay team, Joe Malinowski, Jim Hodge, Kurt Rossler, and Jerry Williams, ran a school record at the time, 321.6. It ranks fourth all time when converted to 4x400 relay time. This is the same group of athletes who set the 4x220-yard relay in 1977, 129.4. The distance medley relay team, Paul Bell, Jerry Williams, Kurt Rossler, Tom Joyce, ran a school record of 1041.6. The shuttle hurdle relay team, Joe Malinowski, Brian Hamill, Kurt Rossler, Dennis Delarchapretti, thank you, ran a school record 104.6. Brian Hamill pole vaulted 13 feet 6 inches, tying with Brian Monshine for second all time at the time, and still ranks fourth in Ford's history to date. Kirk Rossler set the school and state record in the triple jump, 50 feet. He placed first in the PIAA state meet, also set the school record in the long jump, 23 feet, 1.25. Bill Colbert performed in the high jump, 6 feet, 3.5. At the time ranked second. Ranks fifth to date in Ford's history. Joe Moda performed a 191.5 javelin throw that was a school record in the old javelin. Kurt Rossler placed in 4 events in the PIAA state meet. Triple jump, first. Long jump, fourth. 330-yard low hurdles, second. An 880-yard run, fourth place. He was also the 1978 indoor track champion in the triple jump, 46 feet 10 inches, a distance that was equal to winning nationals. One of the best track teams to hail from Haverford High School. 1978 Haverford track team finished their season placing third in the PIAA state track meet. Kurt Rossler was the Ford's MVP and Philadelphia Inquirer's Athlete of the Year in 1978. Mike McMillan, Mike Allen, and Jay Williams were outstanding coaches who trained and instructed finer techniques of skill development that enabled the team to achieve so much. The 1978 team had a balance of sprinters, jumpers, throwers, intermediate events, distant runners, and relay teams, arguably the best to date in Ford track history. This was the first district championship team, track team in Ford's history. It's my pleasure to congratulate to the 1978 boys track team on a job well done. Coaches, you want to come up? Thanks, Mike.
Up here soon. But anyway, Mike McMillan isn't well enough to get here. But he was the spirit of this team for sure. And you know, he was just the beginning of my career. Jay, well, he was a distance coach and a distance runner at Villanova also. And, you know, he had great experiences. But, you know, these guys gave us our experience. Our first, and it kept us busy till now, still coaching. And great moments by Kurt, but not this guy. Got to beat his own father's record.
It's a consistent story. So I'm inducted today. My father was inducted in 2001. 1956 to 59, in that time frame, they set records in 440, 880, and mile relay. When I graduated in 78, all those records belonged to me.
This is Colorado, by the way.
Yeah. Jimmy and our team, we had a lot of fun. This guy would tell stories all day long. As much pain as you were having, he would make it fun, I swear. And he would make fun of you, telling you you're selling eggs and doing all these type of things. And it was all so it was always a comedian all the time. We had coach. We had an amazing, team as far as. I don't know how many miles they ran. They were just going all over the county. It was just amazing. And they were following this guy. He was running. They were chasing after him. That's why they were so fast, because if they got lost, he left them there. And so we had some amazing times. I can remember on the bus one time, bus broke down, and we had to just figure out how we were going to get to the team. Jimmy and me and Gary, and we had Joe Moda, and we didn't know how. So we jumped onto Coach Max van, and Moda is carrying the javelins on the side of the car. So we had to go the last 5 miles that way. It was just a fun team, and we all peaked out at districts. Everybody had POs. Everybody had, that meet was the most. Haji, tell us. It was just everybody just put out, and we destroyed everybody. And then at States, it was a little reality test, but not for Kurt Rosler. And so, in any case, I just love being part of that team. Anybody else?
By the way, also here tonight is Brian Hamill, pole vaulter, okay, 13.6. And at that time, things have changed. Cinder tracks, rotten, all-weather tracks. The tracks we run on today are incredible, okay? And that's what allows people to go so fast. The shoes they wear, these new shoes that they're wearing for marathon running and whatever. But, it's been a great run. That began it. That was, the greatest team. Just this last year, the track team, Greg Myers, won the Delco Championships. The last time the Delco Championships were won were in 1978. But that was what they achieved. All right, thank you very much. This is also Rick Roberts, shot putter. Okay, Charles Kirkland was here, one of the throwers. He got a little tired, he had to leave. Thank you all for staying. Congratulations to everybody.
All right, everyone, if anyone wants pictures afterwards, family pictures, I still have a couple of recipients that cannot get one taken with your plaque. A reminder that Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, 10:45 a.m., football game. At halftime, we will recognize the recipient. Please see us at halftime.